Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Children of the Enemy, and this is a new documentary from Gorki, Glaser-Muller, and focuses on the story of Patricio Galvez, who is a man whose daughter wound up marrying a man in ISIS. Both of them wound up dying, and he's desperately trying to get his 7 grandchildren who have been orphaned and are stuck in a prison camp out of Syria. And this obviously is a very fascinating story because there's a lot of tension here. There's a lot of different layers to different kind of religious perspectives, a lot of geopolitical issues, dealing with all the tensions that are centered around modern day terrorism and religious differences, and obviously ISIS had become such a big focal point of global politics, and this idea of a very personal story stuck in the center of all of those different kinds of bigger ideas is something very moving. And you have this man who's desperate to get his grandchildren out of here, and he's hitting roadblocks, government barriers, international barriers, and you can tell this means a lot to this man, and there's a lot of passion here, and him desperately trying to get his grandchildren. You feel for that. You feel for his journey. You go along this journey with him, as this documentary focuses a lot specifically on him and his process of trying to get his grandchildren back. And this is something that is very raw. It's very intimate. The camera's just following this man and really seeing what this is doing to him personally. It does present the bigger, broader scope of the geopolitical issues of this situation and has a lot to say about it. And these are obviously complex issues, complex ideas, and a very complicated modern geopolitical landscape, because obviously this was a big issue with a lot of people becoming connected and radicalized and joining ISIS. And this documentary is interesting because it shows the potential collateral damage, because obviously these kids didn't do anything. Their parents were a part of this organization and died, and they're stuck in a prison camp, and they have this emotional story of their grandfather trying to get them out. And you get to see moments of them connecting and the emotions here that make this a much more personal type of story. And it's a very interesting documentary. Obviously, this is very focused on this is what this is about, this is why it's important, and it's very much from just this man's perspective, and which can be limiting. And also, when you're focusing purely based off of this one person, could be biased. But this idea of this story is fascinating. It's an interesting ride, and I think this documentary is worth checking out. And it was a story that I had not heard of, but now I wonder what other stories and specifically these types of situations can pop up because of these complicated issues. And in the end, I think this documentary shines a light on a bigger, broader issue and does it well inside this personal, specific story and makes it more digestible for the audience to connect with. But those are my thoughts on Children of the Enemy. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always, and tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.